Every morning, before our eyes even adjust to the light, our fingers instinctively reach for the phone. Notifications blink like little alarms, pulling us into a storm of emails, messages, and endless scrolling. It feels like we're drowning in a sea of digital noise, and deep inside, we wonder why life feels heavier even when everything is just a swipe away. The truth is, our minds were never built for this constant bombardment. And so, we carry invisible exhaustion, a fatigue not of the body, but of the soul. But here's the thing. The Japanese have long recognized that clarity is found not in adding more, but in doing less with greater intention. They've built entire philosophies that teach us how to find calm in chaos, order in mess, and beauty in simplicity. If you've ever felt your chest tighten at the thought of checking your inbox, or your mind scatter after hours online, this is the reminder you need. There's a different way to live, path to stillness. And it begins with looking to the wisdom of Japan. When your screen lights up with endless to-dos and updates, it's easy to forget why you even started in the first place. That's where Ikigai comes in, a Japanese philosophy that means reason for being. It's the intersection of what you love, what you're good at, what the world needs, and what you can be paid for. But beyond career or money, Ikigai is about anchoring yourself in purpose so you don't get swept away by the endless tide of digital clutter. Imagine this. Instead of checking your phone 100 times a day, you choose activities aligned with your Ikigai. Suddenly, the noise feels less tempting because you're grounded in something bigger, something that matters. Maybe it's creating, maybe it's helping others, or maybe it's simply taking time for your family. The power of Ikigai isn't in productivity, but in reminding you that your worth isn't defined by notifications. When life is guided by Ikigai, the overwhelm fades, replaced by a sense of meaning. Purpose becomes the compass that leads you out of the digital storm. In a world where every photo must be flawless, every post curated, and every project perfect, we lose ourselves to impossible standards. Japanese philosophy offers another path, Wabi, Sabi, the beauty of imperfection and impermanence. It whispers that cracks, flaws, and unfinished edges are not failures. They're what make life real. In the digital age, this is radical. Instead of chasing an endless ideal, Wabi Sabi teaches us to slow down and honor what is, rather than what should be. Think of the last time you hesitated to post something because it wasn't perfect enough. That hesitation steals joy. But what if you let Wabi Sabi guide you? What if your messy notes, your rough drafts, your unfiltered laughter were enough? When you embrace imperfection, you step away from digital overwhelm because you stop trying to keep up with impossible digital illusions. You begin to breathe easier. You realize the truth. Life is more beautiful when it's raw, when it's human, when it's not perfectly polished. Our phones never sleep, and in turn, neither do our minds. But Japanese culture cherishes the beauty of empty space. The pause between notes and music, the silence between words. Reminds us that stillness is not emptiness. It is where life breathes. In a digital world that demands constant attention, is the art of intentionally carving out quiet moments. It could be a few minutes away from your phone, a walk without headphones, or simply breathing deeply before the next task. Imagine scrolling endlessly, feeling tired but unable to stop. That's the absence of But when you allow silence, clarity emerges. You no longer live in reaction to pings and alerts. You create room to hear your own thoughts. Is not about rejecting technology. It's about reclaiming your space within it. In practicing you discover that the most powerful moments are often the quietest. The pause becomes your refuge. The space becomes your strength. When your inbox has 500 unread emails, or your digital workspace feels chaotic, it's tempting to shut down. But Japanese philosophy gives us Kaizen, the practice of continuous, small improvements. Instead of fixing everything at once, Kaizen invites us to take one simple step today. Delete just 5 emails. Organize just 1 folder. Turn off just 1 unnecessary notification. Small steps repeated daily create powerful transformations. The magic of Kaizen is that it replaces panic with progress. Suddenly, the mountain of overwhelm doesn't feel impossible. Because you're not climbing it in one leap, you're taking it one steady step at a time. Think of it as digital decluttering with kindness toward yourself. You don't need to do everything today. You only need to begin. And with every small improvement, the digital chaos begins to shrink, replaced by a sense of control and peace. Sometimes the best way to escape digital overwhelm is not through another app or system, but by leaving the screen behind altogether. The Japanese call this Shinrin Yoku, or forest bathing. It's the practice of immersing yourself in nature. Not for productivity, not for content, but simply to be. When you step into a forest, or even a park, and let the green world surround you, something shifts inside. Your heartbeat slows, your mind clears, your soul exhales. You don't need a grand trip. Even a short walk outside, touching the bark of a tree, listening to birds, or feeling the breeze can reconnect you to life beyond pixels. Shinrin Yoku reminds us that we are human, not machines. We are not meant to be plugged in all the time. By grounding yourself in nature, you recharge in ways no screen ever could. The truth is, digital overwhelm is not just about information overload. It's about forgetting that life exists beyond the screen, and nature is the ultimate reminder.